Hi ladies and any fabulous gentlemen who are watching my channel. So today's video is going to be a kind of my weight loss journey and how I lost 30 pounds. So first off, before I even start the video, I just want to let you know that I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a fitness person. I'm not a doctor. So what I'm going to tell you in this video is literally just my experience. I'm not giving I'm not giving suggestions or saying go out and do this. You need to do your own research, figure out what works for you, and evaluate the pros and cons of any weight loss program. I'm just merely kind of telling a story, giving you information about what worked for me. So please know that I'm not telling you to go and do this. It's just basically, this is what worked for me, how I lost 30 pounds, and how I've been able to keep it off. So kind of give you a very, very quick background of me. I have a pear-shaped body shape. So think Beyonce, think J-Lo. I am naturally smaller at the top, in my middle, and I have bigger hips and thighs. And it's very difficult for me to lose weight. It's very easy for me to build muscle mass in my legs and my thighs, or my thighs and my butt. So I have to be very careful about the exercises that I choose, because I can build muscle very, very easily in my lower part of my body. When I lose weight, I lose it here. I can get very, very like thin in my face. My collarbones start sticking out. You can start like my shoulder blades and everything like that. And then I've got a big old butt. So it's very weird body shape. Growing up, I was always the minority as far as my body shape. There was not a lot of girls my age or friends that I had that had my body shape. In fact, I don't know anybody. And so it made it very difficult for me. Basically what happened, I've always been about 150 pounds. And for me, for being 5'4", that's kind of the middle weight. I like to think of myself as big boned, because I am, like, people look at me and go, there's no way you're 150 pounds. I'm like, yeah, I am. But it's just different. You know, 150 pounds on me looks completely different than somebody who has an apple-shaped body. So 150 pounds for me is a very healthy weight. It's kind of right in the middle where I need to be. It's a very safe weight as far as health-wise, and just kind of my middle ground weight. So I've always fluctuated between like 147 and 153, and I've done that since I've had my second child. Obviously, I've gained weight throughout the years, especially, you know, I've had 2 children, so my weight kind of creeped up, and I've kind of been able to consistently stay between, you know, around that 150 mark. So that is kind of my baseline weight, if you will. That's my, if I'm anything, that's where I'd be. I ended up gaining 23 pounds when we decided to move to Texas. So to give you a short background about that, I originally came from Florida, and about almost 2 years ago, we moved here to Dallas, Texas, because of my husband's job. So didn't know anybody, completely uprooted our family, moved to a completely different spot, you know, new schools, new job, new house, new everything, literally knew everything. And so it was very stressful. I ended up gaining 23 pounds and ended up weighing in at 173, which was my highest. And that on me is a lot of weight. My face was bigger. Like, I went from having a pear-shaped body where there was a difference between my upper and my bottom to just being round everywhere. There was no, you know, my waist got bigger. There was no curves anymore. It was just kind of everything was just round. And I knew I could feel the weight coming on, but just was so focused on everything else that I didn't really do anything about it. And when I came here to Dallas, I started exercising and started counting my calories and really trying to get healthy, and I didn't lose anything. And I felt miserable, and I was exercising 6 days a week, and I was trying to do different things and didn't lose anything. And so I came across a YouTube channel, and I'll let you know who it was in a second, but came across a YouTube channel and got introduced to this ketogenic diet. So basically with ketogenic diet, it's different than Atkins. Atkins is low carb. This is high fat, moderate protein, low carb. So I focus on healthy fats: avocados, macadamia nuts, almonds, olive oil, coconut oil, healthy fats. My protein intake, it's not all just meat. It's kind of in the middle, but I get my carbs from, and I try to keep it under 20 grams a day, but I keep I get my carbs from healthy vegetables, low-carb vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, kale, spinach, tomatoes, red peppers, green peppers, onions, that sort of thing. So there's a actually very long list of vegetables that are low carb, and I strive to have all my carbs come from those vegetables. The YouTube channel that kind of introduced me to this was, she calls her channel the Keto Diet Healthful Pursuit. So she has a website, she has a book, she does YouTube videos, and then she does something else. She does some other things or whatever, but I ended up purchasing her book. I would urge you to check out her YouTube channel to get more information about ketosis and getting into keto, or getting into ketosis, and just basically a very, an overview of what the ketogenic diet is, because she just has a variety of different information. She is, I believe, a nutritionist, and so that is who kind of opened my door to this. So I ended up losing the 23 pounds that I originally had gained, got back to 150 mark, and it took me about 8 months to do that. I would say about 10 pounds the first month and a half, 2 months or whatever, and came off very, very easily, and then the rest of the 13 pounds just kind of slowly came off. So it was kind of a drastic weight loss at the beginning and then just kind of slow. So it took me about 8 months to lose the full 23 pounds. I kind of got off of it for a little bit, and for about 2 months, and then got back onto it and was able to lose an additional 10 pounds. So total, I am down 30 pounds. I am now about 140 pounds, and it fluctuates sometimes. Sometimes, some days I guess I drink more or whatever, but for the most part, I'm about 143 pounds. So total loss of 30 pounds, which is awesome. And I've been able to maintain that for over a year now. So I definitely feel great. Not where I want to be as far as exercising. I have not exercised in this past year or anything like that, and my goal for 2018, now that I've kind of gotten the weight off and I've got my diet under control, is to focus on exercising and focusing on toning. So that's basically what it was. I definitely would urge you to check out the Healthful Pursuit's YouTube videos, because I forget her name off the top of my head, but I will link it below. She has no idea that I'm doing this video, but she just inspired me, and that's where I got all my information from. She just does a really, really good job of explaining things, so I wanted to make sure that I provided you with that information. If you are interested in doing this diet, she definitely is an awesome resource to use. There's other ones. I follow a lot of people on Instagram. There's a lot of things on Pinterest and stuff like that. So it's definitely not a small group of people are doing it. It's very, very large. It's not as popular as like Atkins and Weight Watchers or whatever, but there's a big community that are doing it. And there's a lot of companies that are coming out that are gearing towards ketogenic, coming up with low carb bread and shakes and protein bars and stuff like that. So there's more and more companies that are coming out that make it easier for people who are on the ketogenic diet to get access to things that we wouldn't normally be able to access. Couple of tips and what was successful for me that I wanted to give is basically, like I said, I strive to stay under 20 carbs. That is what works for me. Everybody's carb intake is going to be a little bit different, but that's kind of my sweet spot. You're going to play with yours to see. It could be 15, it could be 25, whatever it is. The first month I was super, super strict about keeping under 20 pounds or 20 grams of carbs a day. And those are net carbs. But super, super strict about keeping it under 20 carbs, and I documented everything. Every single thing that I put in my body, I kept a log of what it was, so that then at the end of the day, I knew how much I had, left or whatever. Another thing that was super helpful was I got pee strips. So you can, I would pee in the morning and onto the little strip, and it would tell you if you're in ketosis or not. There's blood strips that you can get. That's super hardcore for me. I was like, I'm not going to be pricking my finger to do it. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. Not freaks me out, but I had a bad experience when I was a kid. But that's supposed to be a more accurate way of telling if you're in ketosis. I found it was just fine with the pee strips. Now that I doing it for so long, I can tell when my body is in ketosis, and if you continue to do it, you'll be able to tell. But basically, after you get through the first couple weeks, you start feeling different. The first couple weeks suck. You go through, or the majority of people go through what they call the keto flu, and the lady that I was referring to, Healthful Pursuit, her YouTube channel, she just came out with a video like yesterday or 2 days ago about to kind of get through the keto flu. So I will put that video below, and definitely if you're interested in starting this diet, I would check that video out because she does give you tips on how to get through it. So basically when your body is going from being using carbs as an energy source to using fat as an energy source, it goes through this transition and you feel like crap. You really honestly do. And they call it a keto flu for a reason. You feel tired, you could feel groggy, you could get a headache, you could feel jittery, you feel foggy, everything, just tired and blah or whatever. You just really, really feel like crap. And it's basically you get through that, and then on the other side is just difference. It's you feel clear, like your mind is clear, you have more energy, you start losing weight. Some of the other things that I experienced was it actually regulated my periods. The time when I got off of the keto diet, I ended up my periods were like all out of whack, went back on, and then they were consistent again. So it actually regulated, for lack of a better word, my hormones. I mean, that's what controls the period, so it's got to be hormones. Before I went on the ketogenic diet, my stomach hurt all the time. I had really, really bad stomach issues, like upper GI issues, heartburn, gas and nauseousness, and I would wake up in the morning and feel like I had, like I was hungover or whatever. And since being on the ketogenic diet, no tummy problems whatsoever. I feel great, my stomach great, I'm regular, and I just feel really, honestly, digestively, it feels amazing. I feel more energized. Now that's partly because I lost the weight. I mean, when you lose 30 pounds, that's less weight that your body's having to chug around. So obviously I'm gonna feel more energized, but between that and, just putting good things in my body and things that my body can use, the healthy fats and the good vegetables and stuff like that, I really feel like that has made a difference in obviously I'm going to feel more energized, but between that and, just putting good things in my body and things that my body can use, the healthy fats and the good vegetables and stuff like that, I really feel like that has made a difference in my energy levels. And then also I feel less swollen. And honestly and truly, I think the first 5 pounds obviously are water weight, but I've always had a problem with water retention. I feel like my joints are less swollen. I just feel like I'm not retaining water. And so that's probably the biggest thing, and probably the biggest thing for me when I first went on the diet of how much weight I lost was probably a lot to do with water retention. So that's a big thing. The whole thing about how healthy is it? How healthy is this diet for you? And when I was exercising, the lady that was over the exercise group that I was with, when I told her that I was doing ketogenic diet, she's like, oh, it's so unhealthy and it's so bad and you're never going to lose weight. And 30 pounds later, I'm like, well, I did everything else. I did Weight Watchers, I did calorie counting, I did exercise and stuff like that, and I never lost anything. And they say, in order to lose weight, it has to be a caloric deficit. So you have to intake more or less than what your body burns in order for you to lose weight. And the great thing about with the ketogenic diet, I don't track the calories. I track the carbs, but bacon's got a lot of calories in it. I don't keep track of the calories, so I don't know if I'm in a calorific deficit or not. I honestly and truly don't. I just know that I lost 30 pounds on it, and I've been able to maintain it, and I did it in a way where I didn't feel, deprived. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you do use this or have done this diet or currently are doing it or have lost weight in a different way, please leave your comments below. Hopefully this video helped you. Like I said, I'm not endorsing the ketogenic diet. You definitely have to make the choice and figure out what works best for you, but this is what worked for me, and I just wanted to share it, especially with 2018 New Year resolutions and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys get some ideas, and good luck with your New Year's resolutions and any weight loss goals that you have. Until next time, bye.